Ah, 2024. Who knew it? So this is the last Monday of 2024. Just a pause there. I want to be honest with you here. So I never thought I would be sitting here reflecting on a year like 2024, leave alone on a podcast or as a content creator. This year has not been a very perfect year, but I'll say it has been a very necessary year. Like, it's one of those years any of us needed. Personally, I needed 2024. If you told me on the 22nd of July that this podcast would become such an important part of my life, I would first of all argue, I would probably laugh, and I would probably dismiss that. Why? Because of the imposter syndrome, the I can't make it that good, the fear I had, and all those things that come with trying to do something great for yourself in this life. I feared a lot starting out in this content thing, and also the confusion I had in what exactly I was going to do. So I kept the name open, and that's how I came up with Beizzo's Kiboozi. I kept the name open so that if I ever wanted to deviate, I would have an easy way of doing so. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to deviate yet. The time will come, I'll tell you guys, and we'll see what to do. But we are here looking at a year of growth, lessons, dreams that became something, small beginnings that are yet to become big ends. Yeah, today is about recognizing how far we have come together and setting the tone for what's next. So, this is Beizzo's Kiboozi. 2024 for me, I will say it was more of a foundation year. Yeah. It wasn't a year of huge wins or big celebrations, apart from maybe graduation in February? Yeah. It was more of a year that was just laying foundation for me and preparing me for young adulthood. More like the basement of the stories of my life. But one of the best things I learned this year was to save and invest. Well, not just financially, because that's obvious. Saving, investing. If I'm someone in this space, I should actually start doing the saving and investing. I've been lucky to be a part of different groups that save and some that invest. So I've been saving and investing, and I've also had an accountability partner. I've not been saving only financially. I've also been saving emotionally and mentally. This year has taught me to be more, they call it therapeutic. I try to have every moment and think of it as if it was therapy to me. If it's a bad moment, I think of getting a good moment to make therapy for the bad moment. I would also say it taught me a lot of tolerance emotionally. Man, I've been around very many annoying people this year. I've been around very many tricky situations that taught me how to be tolerant. Yeah, so that is the saving up. So I've saved up a lot of energy for things that matter in my life, for the dreams that I have and the things that I want to do. And that's how this work has been up. The podcast, the mental health, everything. Because I used to tell everyone around me, I don't know how I missed out saying it during any of these episodes, that I was big on mental health during the year. I wanted to be mentally stable the whole year. Like, I didn't want to have a lot of worries. And I can say I didn't have that very many worries until maybe at the end of the year. And that's maybe something I'm going to just go into. And that is work. Man, my job has been a bit rocky at the end of this year. That is, I think, December, towards the end. Actually started in November. I thought it was going to be a very good thing, but it became quite a rocky thing. But let's just say that there are ups and downs, but I'm grateful for all of them because they have built me to be who I am. And if anything bad happens, I'll never regret anything that happened in my life. And I'll never regret any job I took on because all that was experience. And what best way to live life than to experience it? So what have I learned this year? One of my biggest lessons this year is, guys, you need to be a part of a community. You need to have a group of like minds to grow with, be it spiritually, physically, financially, socially. Have a group of humans around you, man, because as humans, we were created to be social people. We're not created to be solitary. We're not created to be alone. And for me, this has been my close friend group. I have 3 very good friends who have been there for me in the tough times, in the good times. And man, it has been a roller coaster, but also a great synergy of friendship. Then also, I will not forget to mention what I may call my pressure group, my peer group, or something. I don't know how you can say it. Cell, some people call it cell. Some people call it, I don't know how I can say it, but the perfect gentleman I'm talking about, or the good gentleman I'm talking about, are the Insight Hub. So I happened to join a family of gentlemen, I think at the beginning of the year or at the end of last year. And these gentlemen, we meet every Friday. We have met every Friday of this year, apart from, I think, towards the festive season, because I actually don't know why, but we should have met. But that's the only time we haven't met. And we meet to talk about different issues, life issues, spiritual issues. We share Bible verses. We share how our week is going. We save together. We are yet to invest together. Man, all I'm saying is You need to be a part of a community so that you can grow. You need people to be accountable too for your dreams. Yes, some of the dreams we have are personal, but you need to tell at least one person in your life to always hold you accountable for that dream, to always keep you moving, to always keep you on your toes for that dream. Man, Inside Hub has been this for me and also my accountability partner. And that's Raymond. I happen to have hosted him on this podcast. I think it was episode 10. And yeah, he's the only person I've yet interviewed. I have been very, very sluggish about getting people to interview, and also very scared about it because I don't think I've reached there yet. But I know everything takes because like one time I had, every good thing starts with a conversation. So I'm going to make those conversations in the coming year, and I know it will be something great for us. But the best thing I've learned this year, and I want you to, maybe if you're someone listening to this and you have not yet got it, be a part of a community. Guys, there's something about being somewhere, and the frequency of the people affects your frequency, and then your frequency starts to move higher. If you surround yourself around people of like minds, I'm not talking about drunkards or what. No, surround yourself with people that are going to build you. Now, those people, their frequency is going to find yours maybe on a different one. Let me say 93.3. And they'll tune you up and you go to 98.8. I'm not promoting any of those radio stations, but I'm just saying, I hope you get what I mean. Like, if you threw a stone into the water and the ripples start to formulate, they find other parts of the water that don't have anything, don't have any ripples, and the ripples are formed. That's what this is all about. If someone in your friend group came with a higher frequency and fell into your group, his frequency will affect most of you, and then you'll all start to vibrate in a good frequency. So find a community where you're going to grow, and then find how best you can utilize it in 2025. The other thing I picked out of this year is starting small. Man, whatever it is, it starts as a small thing. It will never start as a big thing. So take that leap of faith and start. It could be like maybe starting with just setting a notebook aside for just that dream and writing down everything that comes up on each single day towards that dream. Whatever comes up in your mind, you write it down in that notebook. Man, those things work and they help you out. I got this from my brother. He told me, if you ever wanted to maybe leave home or to start on any big thing in your life, start by looking at it in the smallest versions it can be. Let's say having your room have all the accessories you need. You guys, you know how you want your rooms to be like. You want it to have a screen, maybe. You want it to have a bigger bed. You want it to have a wardrobe, things like that. You start by buying one by one. Let's say each month you buy one. You never know, at the end of the year, could have a full house. I didn't follow up on many of those, but at least I bought for half a year, And if I look at the things I have, they have accumulated a bit. They're not like the way it was December of 2023. So what do I say here? Start small, keep it small, keep it moving, it will get big. Even this podcast, it started with just me writing down every day the things I ever wanted to talk about, the topics, the themes, or the music, the editing of the sound, the graphics. Everything started small, and it's still small, but building into a big thing. So we don't know how far this will go, but I know it will go big, and I am challenging myself for that. The other thing is that people matter. People do matter. Watch out for the people that support you, the people that challenge you, the people that inspire you. Most especially the people that challenge you. Because in this life, many of us are surrounded by yes people. Your parents could be yes people. Your brother and sister could be yes people. Because they don't want to hurt your feelings. But look out for when and how they challenge you. When they challenge you, you will realize that this actually means something. This may be actually a very big thing for my life. So, people matter. The people that support you, the people that challenge you, the people that inspire you. And when I say people matter, I just want to thank all my listeners. Man, you guys matter so much. The guys that send me comments whenever I send out the links, or whenever they listen to one episode somewhere, or be it on TikTok, be it on IG, be it anywhere. When someone sends me something and says, man, I listened to your episode and it helped me go through my day, or it helped me go through my workout, things like that, man, those things keep me going, and they keep me motivated to do more and more. Because what will all this be if no one is listening? Well, at some point people are not listening, but I know, because I know how the Ugandan market works. You need to first prove that you're great for the Ugandan market to accept you. And the Ugandan market accepts you well. But I want to thank all my listeners, guys that have been asking me every Monday, man, when is the next episode coming out? When is this and this and this? Guys, I do this for you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, most especially to the Insight Hub friends of mine, Jude, Area, everyone. I can't really mention everyone. Raymond, Brian, Jonathan. Guys, man, sometimes some of these things are boring, they're long, but you guys listen, and thank you for that. Thank you for that. I have not mentioned everyone. My mom, I know you're always listening. Every episode, even those that I don't want you to listen to, you listen to them. And man, guys, family matters. Family matters. Always take the biggest steps you can take for your family, because at the end of the day, when everyone is against you, your family, at least one person will be with you. At least your mom will be with you. At least your dad will be with you. Man, my dad has not listened to any of this because I've not shared them with him. But I know one day he'll be proud, and I know he's always proud. Yeah, my brothers, my sisters, guys, thank you for listening to this episode. Thank you for listening to very many of these episodes. Yeah, I'm not ending the episode yet, because I already said this at the end of every episode. I'm still recapping my 2024. The other thing I want to talk about is inspiration. So what inspired me this year? My greatest inspiration came from Stephen Bartlett. I know many people may not know who he is, but they'll search after this. But he's a host of the greatest show I've ever come across, and that's The Diary of a CEO. If you're a fan of podcasts, if you're a fan of video podcasts, if you're a fan of the self-help industry, you could be knowing who Stephen Bartlett is, or The Diary of a CEO. Has been my greatest inspiration. I do listen to his episodes and interviews as though I'm watching a football match or something, like as if it's a drug to me, as if it's going to just give me more energy for the next day, as if my life depends on it. That's how much I like this guy's content. The other inspiration has been in the books I have read. I'm not really a big guy on reading books, but I've been able to at least reach 70% or 80 or even 60. I'll say 60 because I'm not very good at reading books of this guy's books. So I read 48 Laws of Power. I think I ended on which law, but I read at least very many of them and watched some YouTube vids about them, and it was really an interesting book. It helps you understand how the world works in the sense of power, with all those great examples. And then the best book for this year was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. I also listen to his podcast so much, just like The Diary of a CEO. Then The Quote of the Day Show by Sean Craxton. Man, this guy, small bites but very insightful and very impactful in my life. I think they'll be very great for you even in the next year. So if you're listening to this and you're looking for something else to always listen to or something to read, you could start from there. I'm not really big on reading. That's why I consume a lot of podcasts and a lot of video and all that, so that I can maybe keep up. But I know for me to thrive in this world, I need to actually read books, because there is a lot of gold hidden in the books. But yeah, that's where I found my inspiration. But the most inspiration I found is in you people that listen to this podcast. It's actually the reason as to why the podcast exists. It exists for people to listen to it. The other main reason is me. I wanted somewhere I could share the things I have learned, or the things I'm learning, or somewhere that I could express myself, somewhere that I could improve myself. And that's how the podcast came out. So you guys have been a great inspiration to this work. Some of you suggest topics I could talk about, and yeah, I find them very intriguing, very insightful, so I then try to share them. Looking at 2025, I want it to be more of an intentional year. And by intentionality, I want to put God first. Like on a real, man, I need to be very, very intentional with God. I think you also need to be very, very intentional with God, because the things He has done for me this year, I just wrote them down on a paper last year, and when I looked at them, you see, there's a trend on I think TikTok of the mood board. I had my mood board, but in sort of a list. So I wrote down everything I wanted God to give me in 2024 on a list. And I'll tell you that God gave me almost 99% everything on that list. The things that have not really come out well, I think it's because of God's plan, obviously. But there is a part of them that has actually happened. The only thing I could tell you maybe now that God gave me that I asked for, like for example, would be my phone. Man, I wrote down exactly what I wanted, because I had someone whose phone I was looking at, and I wrote it down exactly. Want an XR. The only difference He gave me was the color. Wanted the black one, He gave me a red one. But I will not go into the nitty-gritties of how He did it, because I don't know how He did it, but God is great. So I want to be very intentional with Him in the year 2025. I want to pray more, I want to serve more, because I didn't serve a lot this year and I feel very bad about it. So I want to serve the Lord in 2025. 2025 for Beizzo's Kiboozi means better production, interviews, possibly, and as a must, I should go into video. And I put this in front of God and also in front of you guys. I need to go into video so that we create a better connection and all that. And also, personally, I want to be 1% better every 12 hours. And not this thing of every day, no? Every 12 hours. I want to run my 2025 as though I want to run my 2025 as though I had 2 years. And that's the only way we can beat the system. Let's run 2025 as though we have 2 years in 1 year. So that's why I'm saying 1% every 12 hours. Yeah. The other thing I'm praying for in 2025 is a sponsor for this podcast. It's quite a stretch, but I am standing on God for this one. I'm praying for a sponsor for Beizzo's Kiboozi. And if you're listening to this and you can send it to someone who can sponsor me, please let God's will be done. Let me get a sponsor and we have a good episode. We have a good podcast. We have everything we need. I know this sponsor is going to bring things for me to do. Man, I've even lost words to say about the sponsor, but I know God is going to work on that, and we are going to get a sponsor in 2025, because I believe so much in this podcast. I believe in what it can do. I believe in the community it's trying to create and the work mindset it's trying to put out there. I believe we can be stronger, we can have better production, we can have, I'm saying we, yet I'm alone, but anyway, we is me and my friends and the listeners. We can have Beizzo's Kiboozi at a better level, and it will all be thanks to each one of us. As I wrap up this episode and also 2024, I want to leave you with this thought. Life is a series of chapters, each building on the last. Some chapters are messy and some are magical, but every single one of them is part of the story. So, as we step in 2025, let's carry the lessons, the gratitude, and the dreams forward. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of my story this year. I can't wait to see what we have in 2025. And yeah, let's stay safe, stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next year.
And with that, the 2024 season comes to an end. Good night.